Conor McGregor, once the face of global mixed martial arts, now stands at a crossroads in 2025. Once celebrated for his charisma and knockout power, he faces mounting legal battles, business setbacks, and a clouded future in the UFC. As rumors swirl about a possible comeback, McGregor's journey is marked by controversy, resilience, and the relentless scrutiny of a world eager to see what comes next. Before we jump in, a quick request: if you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing. It's just one click for you, but it means the world to us. Thanks for the support. Now let's get started. The Notorious in exile, McGregor's current whereabouts and daily life. As the summer of 2025 unfolds, Conor McGregor, once the most electrifying figure in mixed martial arts, finds himself living a life far removed from the raucous Dublin streets that first shaped his legend. In the wake of a seismic legal defeat and a cascade of public backlash, McGregor has retreated from Ireland, reportedly relocating with his fiancée Dee Devlin and their 4 children to Dubai for an extended stay. Social media posts from New Year's Eve 2024 show the family celebrating near the Burj Al Arab, fireworks illuminating the night sky as McGregor, ever the showman, captioned the moment with a defiant optimism. #bye24 has hello 25, some looking good. According to a January 2025 report by Essentially Sports, the move, insiders suggest, was as much about escaping the glare of Irish media as it was about seeking a fresh start in a city where celebrity and controversy often coexist. Despite the change in scenery, McGregor's daily routine remains anchored in the discipline of combat sports. He continues to train, albeit in a more private and controlled environment. His longtime coach, John Kavanagh, has described their current regimen as remote but intense, with McGregor sending training videos from his stateside and Dubai sessions. Kavanagh insists that his fighter remains in excellent physical condition, ready to ramp up for a fight on short notice if the call comes. As reported by Sportskeeda in September 2024, the footage Kavanagh receives, he claims, shows a McGregor who is sharp and focused, even as the world outside the gym grows increasingly hostile. The business of being McGregor: ventures, endorsements, and fallout. For years, McGregor business acumen rivaled his fighting prowess. His net worth, estimated at $200 million as of early 2025, is the product of a diversified portfolio: luxury real estate in Marbella, Spain, the Black Forge Inn, a high-end Dublin pub, a sports recovery line, and the McGregor Fast Fitness program, which continues to attract athletes seeking elite-level conditioning. According to the Times of India in February 2025, he also became a part owner and executive at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC, helping to globalize the promotion with events in Dubai, France, Spain, and the United States, as reported by Essentially Sports in June 2025. Yet the legal storm clouds gathering over McGregor have cast a long shadow on his business empire. In the immediate aftermath of the November 2024 civil court verdict that found him liable for sexual assault, major brands began to distance themselves. Proximo Spirits, the owner of Proper No. 12 whiskey, announced it would no longer use McGregor's name or image in marketing. IO Interactive, the developer behind the Hitman video game series, ended its partnership, and hundreds of supermarkets across Ireland and the UK pulled products linked to the fighter from their shelves. This was reported by the BBC in December 2024 and the Indian Express in November 2024. The National Wax Museum in Ireland quietly removed his likeness, a symbolic erasure of a once proud national icon. The financial impact has been significant. Reports indicate that McGregor lost over 160,000 Instagram followers in the days following the verdict, a sharp reversal for a man who once boasted one of the most engaged fan bases in sports. According to Bizworld Online in December 2024, sponsorships and partnerships, once the backbone of his post-fighting brand, have either been suspended or terminated outright. The fallout has not only dented McGregor's income, but also his ability to shape public narratives through commercial channels. Legal battles, from courtroom to contempt. McGregor legal troubles have become as much a part of his public persona as his brash trash talk and knockout power. The most consequential of these is the civil case brought by Nikita Hand, who accused McGregor of violently raping her in a Dublin hotel in December 2018. After a 2-week trial in November 2024, a jury found McGregor liable and ordered him to pay hand nearly $250,000 in damages, plus an additional £1.5 million in legal costs. This was reported by the New York Times and the BBC in December 2024. The verdict, delivered by a jury of 8 women and 4 men, was a watershed moment, not only for McGregor, but for the broader conversation around celebrity accountability in Ireland. McGregor has denied the allegations, maintaining that the encounter was consensual and vowing to appeal the decision. However, his post-trial conduct has only deepened his legal woes. After making public comments about the case on social media, the presiding judge warned that contempt of court proceedings could be initiated if McGregor continued to flout the court's orders. According to Wikipedia, in July 2025, as of that month, the Irish Court of Appeal has yet to receive a formal appeal, though McGregor's legal team insists that one is forthcoming, as reported by Yahoo in July 2025. The hand case is not the only legal cloud hanging over McGregor. In January 2025, a senior Wall Street executive filed a civil lawsuit in the US District Court for the Southern District of Florida, alleging that McGregor sexually assaulted her during Game 4 of the 2023 NBA Finals in Miami. While criminal charges were not filed, the civil case remains pending, with the plaintiff's attorneys accusing venue staff of failing to protect her from McGregor's alleged conduct. This was reported by Trialline in January 2025. McGregor's attorney has denied the allegations, but the cumulative effect of these cases has been to erode what little remains of his public goodwill. McGregor's legal entanglements extend beyond sexual assault allegations. In July 2024, he was handed a 2-year driving ban and a 5-month suspended sentence for a series of dangerous driving offences in Dublin, including driving without insurance and failing to produce documentation. The sentence, delivered after years of adjournments and legal wrangling, came with a stern warning. Any further infractions could result in jail time, as noted by Wikipedia in July 2025. The UFC, USADA, and the VANISHING comeback. For much of 2024, the MMA world buzzed with anticipation of McGregor's return to the octagon. After suffering a gruesome leg break in his July 2021 loss to Dustin Poirier, McGregor spent years rehabilitating and teasing a comeback. In October 2023, he re-entered the USADA drug testing pool, a prerequisite for any UFC return. USADA, the UFC's longtime anti-doping partner, insisted that McGregor must remain in the pool for at least 6 months and pass 2 negative tests before competing. This was reported by USADA in October 2023. However, the UFC's decision to end its partnership with USADA at the close of 2023 muddied the waters, raising questions about the integrity of the promotion's anti-doping protocols and whether McGregor would be granted special treatment, as reported by ESPN in October 2023. UFC CEO Dana White repeatedly stated that McGregor would not fight in 2024, despite the fighter's public insistence that he was ready for a December return. White, speaking to the New York Post, projected an early 2025 comeback, but as the months ticked by, even that timeline began to look optimistic. According to ESPN in February 2025, McGregor's scheduled bout with Michael Chandler at UFC 303 in June 2024 was scrapped after McGregor suffered a broken pinky toe, further delaying his return, as reported by Bleacher Report in February 2025. Chandler, for his part, has grown increasingly frustrated, recently suggesting a January 2026 date for their long-delayed matchup, as noted by the Economic Times in May 2025. Behind the scenes, McGregor's relationship with the UFC has grown strained. The promotion's new anti-doping regime, implemented after the USADA split, has been criticised for lacking transparency. McGregor, once the UFC's most bankable star, now finds himself on the outside looking in, his future clouded by legal uncertainty and a shifting promotional landscape, as reported by ESPN in October 2023. Social media, public spats, and the erosion of a brand. If McGregor's legal troubles have damaged his reputation, his conduct on social media has often poured fuel on the fire. In the wake of the hand verdict, McGregor lashed out online, prompting warnings from the Irish judiciary about potential contempt charges, as noted by Wikipedia in July 2025. His posts, once celebrated for their wit and bravado, now oscillate between defiance and self-pity. In a rare moment of candor, McGregor admitted to infidelity in a post addressed to his fiancée Dee Devlin, writing, "I should never have stepped out on the woman I love the most in the world. That's all on me." According to the Times of India in March 2025, Devlin, for her part, has remained publicly supportive, penning a New Year's message that reaffirmed her loyalty even as the world turned against her partner, as reported by Essentially Sports in January 2025. McGregor's social media presence has also been marked by political provocations. In early 2025, he announced his intention to run for the Irish presidency, a move that drew both ridicule and support. His posts criticising Irish immigration policy and government inaction sparked heated debate, with some accusing him of stoking xenophobia for political gain. This was reported by the Hindustan Times in March 2025. The backlash was swift. Prominent Irish politicians vowed to block his candidacy, and public opinion polls showed little appetite for a McGregor presidency, as noted by the Times of India in March 2025. Brand controversies have further eroded McGregor's standing. In the days following the hand verdict, Proximo Spirits and IO Interactive severed ties, and a mass boycott of McGregor-linked products swept through Irish retailers. This was reported by the BBC in December 2024 and the Indian Express in November 2024. The cumulative effect has been a dramatic contraction of McGregor's commercial footprint, with once lucrative endorsement deals evaporating in the face of public outrage. The view from the gym, coaches, fighters and promoters weigh in. Inside the MMA community, opinions on McGregor's future are divided. John Kavanagh, his longtime coach, remains steadfast in his belief that McGregor can return to form. In interviews, Kavanagh has described their training as remote but heavy, with McGregor maintaining a rigorous schedule even while travelling for business and family commitments. "If the date was in December, it would be a green light for me anyway," Kavanagh told Lucky Block, emphasising that McGregor's physical preparation remains elite. This was reported by Sportskeeda in September 2024. Kavanagh has also publicly supported McGregor's political ambitions, arguing that his fighter's ability to compartmentalise training and outside interests is unparalleled. Dana White, the UFC's CEO, has been more circumspect. While acknowledging McGregor's star power and contributions to the sport, White has repeatedly downplayed the likelihood of a near-term return. "He's had so much time off, as far as the hunger. He's a very wealthy guy. We'll find out when he comes back," White told the New York Post, hinting at doubts about McGregor's motivation after years away from the octagon, as reported by ESPN in February 2025. Michael Chandler, the would-be opponent for McGregor's comeback, has grown increasingly skeptical. After multiple false starts and a cancelled UFC 303 headliner, Chandler has shifted his focus to other fights, though he continues to call out McGregor on social media, recently proposing a January 2026 date for their long-delayed showdown, as noted by the Economic Times in May 2025. Chandler's patience, once seen as a testament to McGregor's drawing power, now reads as resignation. Legal analysts, meanwhile, warn that McGregor's ongoing appeals and potential contempt proceedings could drag on for years, further complicating any return to professional fighting. The consensus among observers is that McGregor's legal and commercial troubles have fundamentally altered the calculus for both the fighter and the UFC. The road ahead. Will McGregor ever return to the octagon? As 2025 reaches its midpoint, the question of whether Conor McGregor will ever fight again looms larger than ever. The obstacles are formidable: a civil court verdict that has tarnished his reputation and finances, a pending civil suit in the United States, a 2-year driving ban in Ireland, and a promotional landscape that has moved on in his absence. The UFC, once eager to accommodate McGregor's every whim, now appears content to let the clock run out on his contract, with CEO Dana White signalling that a return is unlikely before 2026, if at all, as reported by the Economic Times in May 2025. McGregor's own statements oscillate between bravado and uncertainty. He insists that he remains in fighting shape, ready to seize any opportunity, but the reality is that the sport has changed in his absence. New stars have emerged, and the UFC's anti-doping protocols, now untethered from USADA, have introduced new uncertainties about the fairness and safety of competition, as noted by USADA in October 2023. For now, McGregor's legacy hangs in the balance. He remains a figure of fascination and controversy, his every move scrutinized by fans and detractors alike. The man who once promised to take over the game now finds himself fighting for relevance, his future as uncertain as the outcome of his next legal battle. If McGregor does return to the octagon, it will be as much a test of public tolerance as athletic ability. The world will watch, not just to see if he can win, but to decide whether he still deserves a place in the sport he once ruled. Until then, Conor McGregor remains in exile, training, fighting legal battles, and waiting for a shot at redemption that may never come. Conor McGregor's story in 2025 is one of uncertainty and reinvention. Legal troubles and public controversies have reshaped his legacy, while his fighting future remains unresolved. Whether he returns to the octagon or not, McGregor's impact on combat sports and popular culture endures. The world now watches to see if he can reclaim his place in the spotlight, or if his greatest battles will be fought outside the cage. If you want more videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's just a tiny click for you, but it makes a massive difference for us. Thanks for supporting the channel.